students, welcome back to yet another video of our chapter number 15, that is natural phenomena. Okay, so we are learning about the various natural phenomena. What are the various natural phenomena? Until now we learnt about the electric charges. What is electric charge, how the electric charge is produced, and what are the consequences of opposite charges. Okay, this all we have learnt till now. So today we are going to learn about the natural phenomena, that is lightning. Now lightning, it is directly related to the electric charges. So till now as we have learnt about electric charges, it directly correlates to our natural phenomena, that is lightning. Now what is lightning actually? Lightning, it is nothing but it is a bright flash of light. Now when there are so many clouds in the sky that you can see in the monsoon season, okay, so when there is a collision, we can say, okay, when the clouds collide with each other, at that time the lightning is produced. Now this oppositely charged clouds, when they are colliding with each other, as we learnt in electric discharge, what they will do, they will try to nullify the opposite charges between each other. Now as the charge is getting nullified, along with it a sound is produced, a crackling sound is produced before the lightning occurs. Okay, and this phenomena is known as thundering. So we can say that thundering and lightning are the phenomena which go on simultaneously, and firstly the sound is produced, after that the light is produced during this phenomena of lightning. Okay, now this lightning, it was said by Benjamin Franklin, the great scientist. He said that the lightning, it is electric nature. Okay, it was said by Benjamin Franklin. Now we learned that when the clouds get charged, they are producing this lightning phenomena, they are causing this lightning phenomena. So it is becoming necessary for us to learn that how these clouds are getting charged, how the clouds are getting developed with the charge. Okay, so that we are going to learn that how the charge is getting developed in these clouds. Okay students, so what happens when the clouds become heavier? Okay, that means the clouds are having a lot of water droplets in them, and as there are a lot of water droplets in them, these dark clouds, they are termed as storm clouds. Okay, or thunderstorm. Now whenever there is a thunderstorm, these storm clouds, the air current also moves very fastly. The air current, the speed of air current is also high. Now at that time when the air current is moving upward, okay, what is happening? The water droplets are moving downside. As the air current is moving up, water droplets will move down. Now we all know that these clouds, they are made up of several water droplets and dust particles. So as the movement of this water droplets is taking place, these water droplets, they may collide or rub against the another water droplets and sometimes the dust particles. And because of this rubbing action or friction between the dust particles or the water droplets, make the water droplets produce charges. Okay, and this is how the water droplets acquire charges in them, either positive charge or negative charge. Now what happens generally, the smaller water droplets, that means the water droplets which are smaller in size, they acquire negative charge, and the heavier water droplets, they acquire positive charge. Now whatever water droplets that are lighter in weight, they will move downside, they will move downwards in the cloud. Okay, and so all the negative charge will get accumulated at the bottom of the cloud, and all the positive charge is getting accumulated at the upper end of the cloud. Okay, now what happens when two oppositely charged clouds come in contact with each other? They will try to nullify the charge between each other. That means electric discharge will take place, or else the negatively charged cloud, when it comes in contact with the positively charged ground, at that time also the electric discharge will take place. Let us understand this by a image. See, now as you can see in this image, as the air current is moving, okay, all the positive charge are getting accumulated at the upper end of the cloud, and negative charges have got accumulated at the bottom of the cloud. Now one cloud is above the another cloud. Now first cloud, the one which is at the upper hand. Okay, it is having negative charges accumulated at the bottom part, and when it comes in contact with the positive charges of other cloud, at that time it is producing lightning. Or else you can see that the cloud at the bottom one, it is having negative charges, okay, at the bottom part, and the ground that is positively charged. This can also lead to lightning. You can see in this image, see, bottom of the storm cloud becomes negatively charged, and the charges, that is the surface of earth, is positively charged. So alteration of charges will take place, and when the alteration of charges, that means positive and negative charges, they are moving towards each other, they will try to neutralize the charge, that means electric discharge is taking place, and this electric discharge is leading to lightning phenomena along with the thunder. Now when this electric discharge, that means lightning, is taking place, it leads to a harm of life and property. It is damaging life and property at a greater extent. Okay, so what should be done in order to prevent this damage of life and property? So for that, the lightning conductors are placed in the houses. In the last video itself, we learnt about the earthing phenomena. Yes, that means what is done when, like we studied in the electroscope, when I am touching, or when we touch the iron rod in the electroscope, whatever charges the iron rod is having, they are getting nullified. Now same is happening over here. The the houses, they are placed with metal rods. Okay, now these lightning rods, they are connected with copper plates and copper cable strap, and that is directly connected to the ground. Okay, and this ground rod, what happens when the lightning is occurring, the metallic rod, it will accumulate, or it will absorb all the electric charges and pass it to the earth without causing any damage to the houses or the buildings, and this phenomena is known as earthing. Now whenever lightning and thunderstorm occurs, what all precautions we should take, or how we should protect ourselves from this lightning, that we are going to learn. So firstly, if we are outdoors, if we are not at our house, then what all preventive measures we should take, how we should protect ourselves from this lightning. Firstly, we should not move in open vehicles, because open vehicles are not safe at all. They can we can get the electric shock if we are in open vehicles. Then open fields, parks and such all elevated places are also not good, because at elevated places the lightning, it can get or catch us very easily. Carrying an umbrella is not considered safe at all, because when we are carrying an umbrella, what happens at that time, the handles of the umbrella, as they are made up of metals, okay, they can also conduct the charges, and we can get the electric shock. Next, if we are in the forest, then we should take shelter under the short trees rather than the taller trees, because taller trees, they can get this electrons, okay, they can get this electric charges easily, and the spark, it can lead to forest fire. So we should instead take shelter under the short trees. And if we are in open field, then we should stay away from trees, poles and other metallic objects, okay, to keep ourselves safe from this lightnings. Now what we can do is, we can squat on the ground. What this step should be taken, we can squat on the ground, we should keep our hands on the knees, and our head should be laid between the hands. Okay, this is how we can protect ourselves from lightning if we are outdoors. Now if we are inside the house, what all steps we can take? Firstly, lightning, it can strike the electric wires, okay, and metal pipes, whatever are at our house. So we should not touch such things, okay, which can lead to electric shock. Then instead of using the mobile phone, instead of using the telephones, we should use mobile phones or cordless phones. Okay, they are much more safer as compared to this telephones. Next one, we should unplug whatever electric appliances at our house. Okay, TV, computers, refrigerators, these all electric appliances should be unplugged at once. Next thing, bathing should be avoided. Okay, now whenever there is a running water, we should not come in contact with this running water. We should not bathe in this running water, because running water, it is also a good conductor of electricity, and so it can pass the electrons to us easily and we can get an electric shock. So we should avoid bathing in running water during the time of lightning. So this was all about lightning, students. In our next video, we are going to learn about the earthquake, how this earthquake occurs, and what all preventive measures we should take. Till then, take care.